So, earlier this year, I think we had mentioned in a couple of group calls that we wanted to start doing almost like a monthly, more of like a workshop style uh, uh, event during our group calls, doing that at least once a month. And we've got a really special guest this morning. And it was actually another client of ours, Ryan Mordhorst, who connected me with Paul. And he didn't connect me with Paul because he thought he'd be a great group call speaker. He really believed in Paul's service that he offers, Paul's expertise, and more than anything, his ability to get results. And so I connected with Paul. I felt like him and I honestly hit it off. Um, he has a lot of the same values as our company does, and he does things really well. He's very systems driven, and he lives a great life. He's actually joining us. It's 5 o'clock in the morning where Paul is at right now. It's funny because we have Paul at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then we have Bryce in the UK at, I don't know what time, nearly 5 o'clock at night, probably. And it almost feels like we have entire global time zones here. But Paul lives in Hawaii, and he runs it's called Contractor, is it Staffing Source?
Contractor Staffing Source, that's it.
Yeah, Contractor Staffing Source. And what Paul does is he is an expert in recruiting, hiring, and developing people for contractors. That's all he does. He only works with contractors. And I remember when I first met with him, and then Paul had me on his podcast. And something that he said was, I talked about the U.S. Department of Labor, how it reports labor shortages. And Paul, I love what he came back with. He's like, the reason why that data, and Paul, if I quote you incorrectly, you can correct me, but he said the reason why that data is what it is isn't because there's actually a labor shortage, but it's because most contractors don't know how to hire. And so I wanted to invite Paul to really introduce himself, kind of tell a story, but also just talk about how in this day and age, right, in 2026, we've got AI, we've got Indeed, we've got all this stuff, how to hire effectively and find really good people in your contractor business. Paul will also offer his service today. I invited him to do that, but he's going to talk about how you can do that yourself, right? And if you want to work with Paul, I think it'd be great. We've had other clients work with him successfully. He's worked with thousands and thousands of contractors across the country, and I'm excited for him to tell you his numbers. So without further ado, Paul Sanneman, thank you for being here this morning. I want to hand it over to you, buddy.
So the question is, why listen to me, right? This guy in Hawaii. Well, a little of my background, I've been a business coach for 50 years. Makes me an old guy, right?
The thing I like about it, though, is that at the beginning of the call, you were like bragging about how you were around in the 60s. Most people don't want to say that. And I love how you're just like, oh, yeah, you were there for the best time of my life. I was there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I've been a business coach 50 years. I've worked with a couple thousand clients over that time. And I've helped a lot of people become very wealthy, which was fun. And what happened about 7 years ago was I could take people from 1 million to like 20 million. I'm really good at that stuff, how to work with architects and how to get leads and all that. But the problem was they couldn't find employees. So I said, well, how hard can that be? So I created a software stack, a tech stack to do recruiting, the best technology out there. I gave it to my clients and they screwed up. Didn't have time to do it. I said, fine, I'll do it for you. Hired a guy in my garage and I said, okay, I want you to use this tech stack to help my coaching clients find employees. That's where it started. Fast forward today, there's I think 47 people on the team. We've hired 3,000 or 4,000 people in the last couple of years. We run through our typical week. We run through 6,000 resumes, do 1,000 assessments, do 500 interviews with about 650 700 job ads a day to hire like 18 to 30 people a week. I mean, the numbers just suck, but that's what they are. So statistically, you've got to go through 300 or 400 to find one person. But we create a system to do that. So, And we've hired, I said we have a 94% success rate. So I figured out how to do it. Hired thousands of people.
First of all, Paul, I don't mean to interrupt, but does that kind of numbers make sense to you guys? Anecdotally, can't you feel that that's true, that you have to just go through a ton of crap really to find the one good fit? I know that at Redmond Growth, we've had that perspective on hiring for a really, really long time, right? And so, yeah, sorry, Paul, continue.
And I can tell you, we figured out a system. This will work. And the biggest problem in the construction industry is that most contractors don't understand their most valuable skill is the ability to build a team. But I look at people like Elon Musk. He's a smart guy. You may love him or hate him. His secret sauce is how to build teams. He's really good at it. And anybody who's a successful entrepreneur builds teams. So it's interesting because I've done a lot of lecture around the country. I was in Cancun doing a talk for a group and like 3 days ago, actually. And there was like 150 successful contractors in the room. And I said, okay, everybody raise their hand that has a recruiting budget built in. 3 people raise their hand out of 100, right? They just don't do it. And then they complain because there's nobody there. You can't fix it without putting resources into it. So the number one thing is you need to have a recruiting budget. I mean, it's the most important thing you're going to do. You might as well dedicate some resources to it, right? So I'm going to go through exactly what you need to do, get all the qualified people you want. This works 100% of the time, never misses. All right. So let me go. I'm going to do a thing first. I got to go through some myths. I've done this for a long time. And there's some myths that you probably hold that aren't true. Okay. Myth 1, how many only recruit when they need somebody? Happens all the time, right?
I really like where this is going.
So and most successful companies recruit all the time. I mean, it's something you do every day. Now, you don't wait. And the problem is most contractors, if you're a hammer, everything's a nail, right? So when you're a contractor, everything's a project. You have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Everything, including recruiting. So you say, okay, I need a project manager. I'll find the project manager and I'm done. Not true. It's like marketing. 2 things that never end are marketing and recruiting. Don't ever stop either one of them, because the more clients you have and the more awesome employees you have, the more money you make with the less time spent. So that's a myth. Second one, I get this all the time. Employees are expensive. I can't afford to hire that guy. He wants $125,000 a year. You only make money through other people. And the more people you have, the more money you make. And if they're not making you money, you should fire them. So employees are the best investment you're going to make. Third myth, we can do it ourselves. What's so tough about recruiting, right? Do you do your own accounting? Probably not. Why? Do you fix your own car? Because it's a very sophisticated, complicated process and you don't know how to understand how to do it. Most contractors suck at it. So get somebody else to help you because you probably don't have the expertise to do it yourself. You put an ad in Indeed, call the guy a week later and say there's nobody out there. Next, this is an interesting one. Recruit within the construction industry. I've heard them. They have to have construction experience or I won't hire them. Let me give an example. Let's take a selections coordinator, right? Wedding planners make killer selections coordinators. Think about it. What does a wedding planner have to do? There's a bunch
And a selections coordinator would be someone more involved in the pre-construction activity,
right,
helping a customer make material choices.
What cabinets, whatever, the whole, that kind of stuff. So think about it. A wedding planner has to deal with a bunch of sort of flaky groups, the band, the venue, the flower person, all those kind of people. They all have to show up at the right time and everybody's got to be happy and it's got to be successful. Sounds like a remodel to me, right? So that skill set definitely transfers straight over to the construction industry, and the hospitality industry doesn't pay much. So you get to be really expensive. Okay, here's the killer. Most contractors hire fast and fire slow. Death. You hire fast because you waited too long to hire the guy and you're desperate. So you take whoever shows up that has a warm body that doesn't look terrible. And then you fire slow because you don't want the emotional trauma of letting someone go. We've all been there, right? Now, just the people here listening to me, does anybody have any employee right now that they wouldn't immediately rehire if they start another company? It just isn't any, I don't care if all your employees, is there any person working for you that you wouldn't hire immediately again?
Be honest, guys. Okay, yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
The
Yeah,
truth
yeah,
is you
yeah.
should fire that person. That's the truth. But you
Mm.
don't fire that person because, I mean, I kept a person on for 2 years I shouldn't have had because I felt bad about it, right? And he like almost, I mean, his values weren't the same values as the company, right? And he almost wiped out the values of my company because he sort of lied a little and he was not, you know. And what happens is you're only as good as your worst employee. So one person can kill an organization because they maybe lie, they don't show up on time, they send the message that for the culture you've been building, that, well, it really doesn't matter because John lies, so I can lie, or John's late, so I can be late, or John trashes a company, so I can trash the company. One bad employee can kill your company. So the reality is you hire slow. Take a long time, maybe 2, 3, 4 months to get the right person. And then when they're the wrong person, you fire fast. Now, does anybody have a person when they call on the phone, you go, oh my God, it's Sean. Come on, we all got that guy, right?
I don't really feel like I have that guy on my team, honestly.
Okay. Well, if you pick up the phone, you're not excited, they need to be gone because energetically they're not good. And I had that guy for 2 years, unfortunately, my bad, but it's true. So pick up the phone, you're not excited, wrong person. All right. The next thing is I'm going to call, there's sort of 2 kinds of organizations. There's the team where, like a football team, you're only as good as your last season. And everybody are recruiting all the time, and scouts are always going to the best people, always building an awesome team to win the games. Or you're the federal government, and unless you totally screw up, you can't get fired. Or shoot somebody, just kidding. So it's like, it's really bad to get fired. So literally, unfortunately, a lot of construction companies tend to be toward the federal government side because they've got people that have been a long time to let people go. So, you know, try to build a team. All right. So now I can tell you how to do that. Having done it, hired 3,000 or 4,000 people. We don't hardly ever miss. Okay. But this is what you have to do. One is you got to write a killer job ad. All right. Now think about this. Anybody you want to come to work for you already has another job, or you want to have them work for you, right? So you got somebody to quit the job they're on and come to work for you. That's what the ad has to do. Now, thank God, ChatGPT, awesome, right? You can go to AI and say, look at, I have a, you know, give me a recruiting, Jay, somebody you're looking for. Somebody tell me a position you're looking to fill. Somebody's hiring here somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hey,
go ahead,
Jordan.
Generator install tech.
Okay, a generator install tech, right? So where are you located?
Omaha.
Omaha. Okay. So you go to ChatGPT and you say, I am ABC company. I want a generator install tech to come to work for me. Write an ad that will get them to quit their job and come to work for me. All right. And AI is really good at that. It will put, you know, write you an ad. It'll say, are you sick where you're employed? Is your employer not treating you right? Are they, you know, the AI is really good. And way to look at it, AI is intelligent, but not wise. I have a good definition. Intelligence is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. All right. It's a different thing. All right.
Got to remember that one.
So AI is really intelligent, it's just not wise. So it will write the ad for you. So use AI to write a killer ad. It gets into, the more information, the more you're good at prompt engineering, and the more you tell it, the better it's going to be. Like when I have it diagnosed, I say, you're the best doctor in the world about blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've done that, Robert. You tell it who it is first, so it knows what information to access, and then it becomes that person gives information. So say you're the best HR person, you're a great marketing person, you know how to write killer ads, give it a lot of, you know, who it is, and then say, write an ad for me that will do this. So AI will write you the ad, really good at it. Okay. Next, post the job ad everywhere. Now, everywhere means everywhere, and AI is also really good at that. You can go to ChatGPT and say, okay, so I'm looking for generator tech. Where are you located again, Jordan?
Omaha.
Okay. So I'm looking for a generator. In fact, right now, can you use the computer at the same time you're talking to us or not? Okay. Go to ChatGPT, all right, and say the name of your company. Say I'm, you know, blah company, and the name of your company, what you're looking for, all right, and tell it that it's an HR specialist. It's amazing at recruiting, tell it it's really wonderful doing all that stuff. And then say, give me every possible place where I can post this job ad. Give me all the job boards, give me all the trade schools, give me everywhere I can post this job ad. Can you do it right now? We can do it real time because it's real fast. And it should be at least.
It's shooting it up. We use ChatGPT quite a bit. So let me see.
So it gives you should give you at least 50 job boards plus a bunch of other stuff, right?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Usually it'll come up with 50.
That's what I posted it in the chat. What it spit out at me.
Okay. So it come up at least 30 or 40 job boards, right? A lot. Plus trade schools, plus a bunch of other stuff. So usually it'll come up with 50. We usually post on 100 job boards on the average. How would it come up with?
In the chat, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It spit out 6 job boards right at the top.
Okay, say give me at least 20 more.
And then it
Good.
give me at least 20 more places too.
Usually we post on 100 job boards plus LinkedIn plus other places. So there's like at least 100 places, right? And ChatGPT is really good. I've got echo somewhere.
Yeah, it's Jordan's mic.
Okay.
It gave me 40.
Great, perfect. Okay, that's a good start. Right now, so it's really good at giving all the place to post it. What it sucks at is telling you which ones you're going to use, because you have to go physically post it on each job board. Some job boards cost money, some don't cost money, some are free, some are good, some are not good. So you have to go post it on all 40 or 50 job boards and LinkedIn and everybody. So that's AI can't do that for you. You've got to do that. All right. That's why we're in business. Just kidding. But that's a tough thing to do. So you got to post it on all the job boards. All right. And decide which board you want, which board you don't want. So you get at least, you're looking everywhere. All right. Now, this next one, AI can't do, and it's going to kill you. All right. We respond to 6,000 job ads a week in real time within a minute of the time they apply. That's the tough part. So, speed to lead, right, Robert? Speed to lead. Boom, boom. 1 minute, 2 minutes, drops off like a rock, right? When you're recruiting, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're a project manager and you're pissed at your boss, you're looking for a new job, you go on Indeed, you go on LinkedIn somewhere, and you say, hey, I'm interested. You apply to 6 different companies. The one that gets back to you in a minute has an advantage, right? If these guys are on the ball, they're right back to me. The one that gets back to you next week, you don't want to go to work for. So I would say the hardest, and you have to respond in real time, and that's the hard part, is responding to everybody that applies in real time. All right. Next one. This is key. Detailed skill and behavioral assessments. I think we're one of the best in the industry. AI will tell you what, there's Briggs Myers, there's DISC, there's a whole bunch of assessments. We have one of the best in the industry, but you can find them. You've got to use a killer assessment. I could show you ours if I have time, but every time I get on any Microsoft product and try to do things, it kills me because
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
Question. Could I ask a quick clarifying question
Sure.
on this specific point?
Right.
So I think some people in here will have a similar perspective that I've had, which is, and this isn't necessarily, I like assessments, but I think I've had a perspective before that kind of stuff can be fluff. Can you go into a little bit more deeper of why an assessment for contractors is actually so important?
Okay. Why do we have a 94% success rate? That means everybody we hire, 94% of them last longer than a year, are happy in their job. Why is that? Because we have killer assessments. I mean, our assessment, I can tell you, I've done like like if you know what disc profile is. I mean, know what disc profile is? Remember that concept at all? Okay. We've done, it's like a person, like a Bridge-Master personality test. We've done 300,000 of them, right? And so of the 300 that we've reverse engineered, and we know the exact personality you need to succeed at any job, project manager, carpenter, whatever. This tells you, does this person have the exact personality to succeed at this specific job? And tell you, it's not wrong. Every time we go against the assessments, occasionally we do because of my brother-in-law, whatever, and we always regret it. So give a killer. Now, assessment not only tells you personality, the other thing our assessment tells us is integrity. And that's, you can't know integrity until, I mean, you can change what people know, but you can't change who they are. All right, that's not even possible. So it gives you their integrity. Now, here's one of the honesty questions, and maybe you guys can answer this for me. One of the honesty questions is, like, Robert, here's the deal. You have a client that your boss tells you that, tell the client the product will be delivered in 2 weeks, all right? You know it's 4 weeks. The boss knows it's 4 weeks. You have two choices. Either you cover your boss's butt and you lie, or you tell the truth. Which would you do?
I always will tell the truth.
Right. Some people don't. That's an integrity question. Another one is, I love it. Do you tell white lies? If the answer is no, you're lying. Right. So
that's a great one.
So that's important because you can't fix it. So we have the integrity part of it, which is killer. There's the integrity part. The next part after the integrity part, in fact, let me see what I'm going here. I can remember all the stuff that goes through. Hold on. Is give me a second here, go to here if I don't mess things up. Let's see. New window. After integrity, we do and like a personality test, like communication, skills, anyone like an IQ test, a ability to figure out problems, mechanical skills. So by the time the assessment's done, I know you have the right personality, the right intelligence, and the right integrity to do that specific job. And let me tell you, that's one thing AI is at. After our assessments don't lie. If, every time we go against the assessment, we regret it. So find an assessment that you believe in, take it yourself. Have your team take it. So you'll have faith in the instrument, right? I've been looking for a unicorn for sort of a person to work as a salesperson for our team. And I finally, we searched the whole world, like literally the entire world to find people. I finally found somebody in Croatia or someplace, had the exact personality as me. Yay, because I'm a DI. I'm a dominant in thing, and my honesty score is good but not great, which makes a good sales guy, right? So she had the exact, yay, we found somebody, right? And fortunately, she's in Croatia, and I think you start at $7 an hour Croatia, but that's a whole other story, all right? So do a killer assessment. Take the assessments yourself so you have faith in the assessment. All right, so then you've got the person, you've got to assess them. Now you do an initial screening or video. We use video. So there's software out there that can do that. Have a video and ask all the questions you want to have. It's better to do a video because it's not in real time. They can take it on their phone. They can, do it whenever and have them do a video thing and ask them all the questions you want to ask them. The things you can tell in a video, you can't tell in an assessment is, what they look like, are they healthy? Do they have an accent? All the stuff you want to find out, you can't find in an assessment, you find out in the video. So once you've done the video and the assessments, then you do an in-person or Zoom interview because that's in real time. All right, so that's the real time thing. So once you get that all done, you do a background check and a reference check. We do, and the background check in a lot of states you cannot do without doing a provisional job offer. It's just the rules of the whatever state you're in. So you do a background check and a reference check. True story. I had a client whose bookkeeper embezzled him for like a couple $100,000. And he was pissed. So he went to the DA and he said, dude, I want to put this woman in jail. And the DA said, did you do a background check? Well, not really. She was fired from her last 2 jobs for embezzlement. I mean, dude, the DA said, give me a break. There's no way, right?
Has that ever happened to anybody in here? because I have personally worked with multiple Redmond growth clients where that's like a real, I know he's just using this as an example, this embezzlement thing, but this specific issue is a real thing. Even in my own remodeling business, power builders, I've experienced this. Not with a bookkeeper, but with time theft, guys going to Home
Well,
Depot,
about
buying stuff.
25% of construction companies are being embezzled one way or another.
Yeah, Jordan, that's a heavy thing that you just posted in the chat there. But it can happen. Jordan just said in the chat, we hired a guy that ended up being a child molester. Ooh.
I mean, I had one of my best friends. I did a remodeling company, right? A financing company, and he had his bookkeeper who was with him for like, I don't know, 8 years. Finally, he said, I'm going to check this. She goes, no, don't do it. She's embezzled him for $500,000 over 5 years. And she got, I think, a month in jail, and she had to pay him back $100 a month. That was her penalty. So it happens, all right? So do background checks, call the references. AI can tell you how to call them, but it can't interpret the results. If somebody says this is when they worked here, this is what they did, and they won't give you information, that's a bad reference. So call references, make sure that works, okay? You've got to make a competitive job offer because you got to get the person to quit their job and come to work for you. You don't have to hire more, pay more. I mean, my experience, most people quit their jobs not for money because they don't like their boss or something. Their corporate culture doesn't fit. So they leave, they want a better corporate culture. That's why most people leave. But you got to make, now AI is good at that. You can say, go through all the job boards. I'm looking for a project manager in Kansas City for a remodeling company, and it will tell you what the current salary should be. It's really good at that and does all the service. So AI is good at coming up with the right set and say, I got to get somebody to quit their job and come to work for me. It will do that for you. Now, last thing, and this is really important. You've got to have a killer onboarding process. Now,
yeah, we are big believers in that.
Yeah, what happens on onboarding is this guy or lady has quit their job that they've had for 5 years or whatever it is and come to work for you, right? Now, they're going to come home the first day, and they're going to be one of two extremes or in the middle somewhere. The first extreme would be, oh my God, honey, it's the best decision I've ever made. These people are amazing. Or the other end is, honey, I think I made a mistake. Right? And if you get the second one, you're done because there's no second chance at a first impression. You don't say, here's a set of tools, go do your thing, you're done, we're good, right? No. Go to AI, it's really good for this, and say, I'm hiring a plumber in Kansas City. This is my, company. This is blah, blah, who they are, blah, blah, blah. Develop me a 6-month onboarding process. It will do that for you. It'll develop the KPIs. It'll develop the job description. It'll do all that stuff for you. Say, give me 3 behavioral KPIs, give me 3 measurable KPIs, performance KPIs. It'll do all that stuff for you, do it really well. And then it'll give you like what to do day 1, what to do day 2, what to do day 3, what to do day 4. Way smarter than you are. So have AI develop an onboarding plan for you. So the guy goes home or woman goes home every week. The first time this place is amazing. These guys are great. Now, we've hired 45 people in the last couple of years, whatever. We have 0. Actually had one person leave 6 months ago and she just came back. We have no turnover. And we have people all over the world. So that's because we go through 400 or 500 to find one person, but when we hire them, just kill it.
Hey, Paul, I do want to see if we can leave at least 15 minutes for questions. Okay. And so if we can move to Q&A in about 5 minutes.
I think we're pretty much done. The only thing I would say is there's one thing that I found that is going to change the construction industry if you guys will listen. Offshore and AI. Kills it, all right? I have 5 people that I originally hired in Hawaii, and I have 40 people offshore. My payroll for the 5 people in Hawaii is the same as a payroll for the 40 people offshore. Give you some idea, right? I just hired a, I made Shredden's book, They Ask You Answer, great book if you haven't read it. I had a content coordinator. She's killing it. Okay, so I hired a content coordinator. She does all my videos. She does all my social media. She does she's killing it. She's doing all the social media stuff. She literally edits the videos, kills the videos. Great, fantastic job. She has a degree in marketing, like 10 years experience. So she's in the Philippines. What do you think I pay her an hour? And it's good money in the Philippines. Got a guess?
$6.
You're right, $6 an hour, and she kills it.
I only know that because I've hired people in the Philippines. Which by the way, with his offshore communication, some of you may think, I know, or I should say, at least I have thought in my own construction business, well, I can't hire someone offshore because we're in people's homes. We're doing remodels, we're building stuff. And probably the best hire we ever made for our construction business was a gal that actually Nicole helped me find, named Alicia, who's based in Bangladesh. And she does, we talk about the cost plus kind of billing process that we really emphasize. She does all of the expense reconciliation. She develops all the reports for all our clients. She's in every client meeting whenever we do biweekly calls. She's in the onboarding calls. She's even helped us with managing POs and Builder Trend, reconciling Builder Trend and QuickBooks, like all of that stuff that seems to take a long time. She's been an incredible resource for us because we followed some of Paul Sanneman's advice here, and it's made a huge difference in our company. We pay her, I think it's like $280 a week for 40 hours of work, and she couldn't be happier.
They just kill. I mean, to put in perspective, that you can hire a housekeeper in the Philippines for $1 a day. So it's a whole different perspective, right? So $5 an hour is good money. We usually pay about the same as a practicing medical doctor for our people in whatever country they're in. That's a typical wage. And like in Colombia, I've got some guy's got a degree. He's got a degree from a prestigious English university. He was raised in England. He ran for the Saudis, the educational program. He moved to Colombia. He just kills it. We pay him like $14 an hour, which is the same as a doctor, surgeon based in Colombia, and he kills it. So consider that. And we're really good. Now, unfortunately, you've got to go through 600 or 700 people to find one. But when you do, they kill it. So that's okay. I'm good. I think you should consider that. And Robert, thank you for the testimonial there. Because, and we think they work so hard. I mean, we have people that start at 11 at night to 6 in the morning and they just kill it. And they love what they do. They're really good at it. They're incredibly dedicated. Like, it's amazing.
Great attitudes. It's amazing. Something I've said before, and this isn't necessarily straight line, hard and fast rule, but oftentimes I will trust someone living in a different country, 6,000 miles away or whatever, who's working from home, to show up on time, do a good job, be honest, be a person of integrity, work hard, than I would hiring someone 2 miles away to work from home.
Yeah, that's why the last 40 people hired offshore. There's no contest. And so we can do that if you're interested. Quick, so what we do, can I give my little pitch? 2 minutes, we're done?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we do when you work with us, you get 4 people on your team. You get a pipeline scanner. I still use real people. AI is not there yet. You get an assistant to make sure the applicants do all the stuff they're supposed to do. They have a specialist. And so there's 4 people team. We meet with you every week. We do all the stuff I just explained, including getting paid real on time. And it runs from $1,500 to like $2,500 a month for 5 positions. And if you're here on this phone call, I get it for $1,500 a month to month. And we do everything. And so that's what we do. We work for about 800 contractors right now, and we have like 200 active. That a lot of people turn us on and off because they don't believe me should recruit all the time. Haven't convinced them yet, but that's what we do. And all we do is construction. That's it. Of our 800 contractors, I think 900 now is about 30 remodelers, a third are electricians, plumbers, HVAC, that kind of stuff, and a third are home builders. That's it. Ta-da! Okay, questions?
Thank you so much, Paul. Yeah, let's open it up for for questions here. I know that Daniel Merrill has had his hand raised for a while, and he was taking, looks like he was writing as fast as Paul was talking, which is pretty fast, taking
And
notes.
also, we also have one from pretty early on in the call in the chat from Dale Eads.
Yeah,
And I think
was
a
gonna
lot of
mention that,
clients have this question where, Paul,
I think it's good.
a lot of our clients really just have a hard fit finding, finding VAs, finding office managers, really not a problem. Finding techs that are actually qualified, they have to have licenses in certain states, so we can't hire somebody who doesn't have the experience. And so his comment was, it's really nothing to do with emotion for us. We keep a guy that isn't a perfect fit, mainly because he isn't easy to replace. We run ads nonstop. We're always interviewing and rarely, if ever, get to interview anyone with experience.
Well, first place, are they responding in real time? Are they 150 job boards plus LinkedIn? I mean, that if they run, you've got to be everywhere. And worst case, you use like Covey or something to search LinkedIn to go steal something from somebody else. We also do that if you need to. Our fastest growing segment is HVAC techs, plumbers, electricians. The trades are our fastest growing segment right now. And we do a lot of those people. We can find, thing is, if you're not running on 150, 60 job boards and responding real time, in worst case, going to LinkedIn and doing searches for people that are interested in the jobs, you're probably not doing all you can. And we do that a lot. So I have to answer that question.
So yeah, I think I know everyone's works hard to find people, but I think it's an evaluation of, hey, are we really out all the places that we could possibly be? Are we really responding as fast as we can? I really do like comparing the hiring process to the actual like sales and marketing process, using those same principles. It's absolutely true. You have to, we really emphasize at Redmond Growth, if you get a lead, to respond within 5 minutes if you can, but create a system to make it to where it doesn't go longer than an hour, right? Are those things really, really happening? So Daniel, what's your question, buddy?
Well, I was curious. I know that you referenced DISC assessment. I've done a lot of the assessments. The Colby concept, I don't know if you've dealt with that one at all.
We've done Colby before. I know what that is. Yeah.
Do you have one in particular that you suggest, or do you do multiple?
We have our own we've developed, which is the combination
Okay.
of sort of Colby DISC and a bunch of stuff. It's about an hour and 10 minutes long. In fact, anybody who wants to take it, I'll be happy to send it to you. You can take it.
Yeah.
We have our,
How would you,
developed
if people are actually interested, do you want them to just throw their emails in the chat here, or?
That's fine.
continue?
Or throw the emails in the chat. I'll get in touch with them, or they can go to our website and right on the front page, it says, book a call with Paul. And it's me. I'm still doing sales.
Okay, good.
So they can book a call with me or call me, and I'll be happy to talk to them about how to do it themselves or how we can help them do it. I'll send you assessments if you want them. You need to take the assessment yourself, especially Daniel, since you've done a bunch of other stuff. You can take ours and see how it compares to Colby, Briggs, Myers. There's a bunch of them out there, and see how it compares.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
All right, Jordan.
Two things. So first is, do you assist in the process past providing the prospective candidate? Like, do you help with any coaching processes for like what questions to ask in an in-person interview, what questions to ask on the phone?
For you. And admittedly, we help check, we use AI to help us do that stuff, right? But we will develop the onboarding plan. We will help you with the questions you need to ask. I mean, our job is to help you build your team, whatever it takes to do that.
Okay. And then second, I should have been doing what Daniel was doing, but I started about halfway through the process. You had like a step 1, 2, 3, 4 type thing on like what your process is. Can you just like do a quick rehash of what that is?
Now, Nick, are you taking notes? Is this being recorded? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's being recorded.
Okay, well, I'll go through it really quickly. Okay, so we go. So write a job ad to attract people to quit their job and come to work for you. Post the job ad everywhere. Ask AI how to do that. Respond in real time within a minute to the applicants. Do a detailed assessment. Go and find one that you really like. Do a video interview and change your questions accordingly. do a Zoom interview or in person, conduct a background check, call references, make a competitive job offer, and ensure a successful onboarding experience. That's the plan. If you do all those, it'll work. There is no labor shortage. The only labor shortage is people aren't spending enough labor in finding the right people. As I
Can you say that
said,
one more time, Paul?
the only labor shortage is that people aren't spending enough labor in finding the right people. I mean, as I
Oh,
said,
wow.
we go
that's a
through
quotable.
6,000 people to find 20, right? Do the numbers. So if you're not going through 50, 60 resumes a day and responding in real time, you're probably not doing your job. And you're not on at least 100 job boards. That's what it takes. You can complain about it, but that's just what it takes. Any other questions? Come on, guys. I'm here. I'm here to help.
Paul, I've got a question. So your process is write a killer job post the job everywhere. You must respond to candidates quickly. Then offer a killer assessment. First, as the owner, take the assessment yourself so you understand it, see where you land. And then do a video interview first. Is the way you vet out people to even consider doing a video interview with, that's through the assessment? You use really the assessment to even vet out
Right.
who's.
Yeah, usually now, let's say we're looking for a guy that needs 5 HVAC tech licenses in Massachusetts, and there's 5 in the entire state. Right? So then we may end run the process, right? We may skip everything. If the guy, applies, we'll go straight to him, right? I mean, there's exceptions to the rule. In general, if they don't take the assessment, they're not the right person. But if there's only 5 HVAC techs in the state that could do the job, we bend the rules.
Awesome. Jim Kolke.
Just wanted to follow up with that, with what you said, Paul. Are your services, do you have services that will handle from A to Z? Basically, the acquisition, we tell you what we're looking to do, and at that point, you'll handle all the back end stuff and supply the candidates that we could review at that point.
What happens, our process is when you start with us, you have an orientation meeting where our team meets your team, learn your values, culture, write the job ads, write the descriptions, the KPIs, all that kind of stuff. That's the first meeting. Get 5 positions for that $1,500 a month, whatever it is. And then after that, we start running, you have an onboarding meeting where we hook up all the software, LinkedIn, Indeed. Our software hooks automatically to everything. So when we put an ad in our software, it goes to 100 job ads in real time and LinkedIn. So we hook up all the software. And then after that, you meet with a specialist every week and they say who's good, who's not good, and why. They go over the assessments and they help you build your team.
Sounds great. I booked an appointment for next week for you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to talking to you.
Thanks so much.
What's your website?
Contractorstaffingsource.com. And if you can share a screen, every time I share a screen on Teams, I screw up. But if you go to contractorstaffingsource.com, and I'm on the front page, it says appointment, 15-minute appointment with Paul. Just click on that. And my schedule comes up and you make an appointment. That's probably the best way to do it.
Hey, Robert Galente has a really interesting question. He said, how do you do background checks for offshore candidates?
We don't do background checks for offshore candidates, but it's all part of the process. So for example, we generally go through 500 or 600 to find one. And we do the references, we do the assessment, and we never miss. So if by the time we do the references and that kind of stuff, we know they're the right person for the job.
Right. Yeah. You mitigate not doing the background check with looking at their references. So you do reference checks for offshore,
Right.
and then you do the assessment.
Right. And as I said, generally we place an ad offshore, we get 50, 60 applicants a day on the average. And we have to go through, it's usually 600. In the US, it's 300 to find somebody. Offshore, it's about 600 to find somebody.
And I would say that the background checks are are less important for offshore resources because the offshore person isn't going to be going into customers' homes. They're not going to be going to job sites.
The other thing, we've mitigated that because we buy everybody a computer that works for us, and we put all our security software in their computer. So we know everything they're doing. We have a way. We don't like do daily, screenshots every 10 minutes, but we have all our security on. We have our computer. And by the way, don't ever try to ship a computer to Colombia. They'll steal it. So what we do is we have them buy the computer, and then we have our IT guys set everything up, put all their security on it, so we know their computer is entirely secure.
That's great. Jordan, did you have another question, buddy?
Yeah. So at what point in the process, if we were to hire you, does a candidate get turned over to us? Is it after the detailed assessment, or how far do you take the process before a candidate would come to us?
Okay. Normally we do, like I said, we do 6,000, applicants. We'll do 1,000 assessments. So like they do 60 people get one assessment, right? After we do the assessment, after the video interview, then they get turned in. But you'll see what's happening. You hit your own applicant tracking system. You see what's happening in real time. You can see all the people applied, all their assessments, all their scores, all their video, and everything is in real time on the ATS. You can look at it anytime you want. It'll tell you everything going on. It's sort of like a stock portfolio. Some people don't do anything. Some people look at it every day, right? So you can be as active or inactive as you want to be. And we tell people, if you're looking at the resumes, it's something like, oh my God, this guy is my competitor's #1 sales guy. I've been trying to find this guy for 6 years. Just call him, like enter in the whole damn system and call him, right? So that's our normal procedure. Normally it is they apply, the assessment, the video, and then the interview. But we've been, we do whatever works.
Okay. Any last minute kind of questions? We probably got time for one more question today.
And one more thing. If you want to talk to me for a half hour, just click on that, subscribe. No, just kidding. Go to the website, click on Appointment with Paul, and I'll set up an appointment and be happy to talk about your business, because all businesses are different. So, Robert, was this useful? I hope.
I thought that this was very, very helpful. I personally liked it, Paul, and this is part of the reason why I asked you to join our call today, is because when we first met, you already promoted a lot of the same approaches and ideas that we have here at Redmond Growth about hiring. And so, yeah, I thought it was helpful. Is there any last minute questions? Anything else? Cool. Well, I put Paul's website in the chat here. And yeah, my biggest goal is to see your guys' business grow by getting the right team. And so if that means working with Paul, I'm all for it. And from what I've heard from a couple of, I think we've had 2 other Redmond Growth clients work with you, Paul, is that he's the real deal. I come from a recruiting background. I started my career in recruiting and headhunting. And I would say that literally every other company I've talked to that does recruiting for contractors, staffing for contractors is a waste of time. They're not bringing you good people. They're just bringing bodies. They're charging you a pretty significant spread over that person. It's really expensive. And Paul's like the first guy who has a company like this that I actually feel like is doing things the right way. So Paul, super appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And yeah, if there's anything else, and Paul, you got to participate in how we end these calls, right? So what we do here is this, and everybody, especially Nicole, loves ending the calls this way. So we get everyone to unmute their mics. Oh, Damon Hobbs, I know he's showing up for this. We get everyone to unmute their mics. Then I count down 3, 2, 1, and after I say 1, we all end by saying the word growth, kind of like a football huddle breakdown, right? So we got to have you guys say it as loud as you can. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Bro.
Bro.
There he goes. Yeah, there he goes. Paul, thank you so much for